Hello, it's Flashback. It's time for the weekly history quiz. Let's find out what's happened in history. In 1980, after being a plague for millennia, smallpox becomes the first disease that's eradicated by humanity. It is amazing. The Hohokam people settle in the southwest and later vanish. When a modern city rises from the ruins, the founders will decide to call it Phoenix. I never knew that. Okay, well, that's obviously well before, circa 300. After Pope Gregory X dies, the first papal conclave is held. Speed is encouraged. The longer the cardinals deliberate, the less food they get. Very good. And obviously, we're due a new conclave soon. 1276. Interesting. Okay. To protest high rent, Irish activists urge people not to do business with a local land agent. Their strategy becomes named after that agent, Charles Boycott. That's interesting. I can't remember if I've learned that before. I don't know when. I think that would be probably sometime in the 19th century. Yes, 1880. Machiavelli writes The Prince, A Ruthless Guide to Power. It's based partly on the ruler Cesare Borgia, who seizes power but is unable to keep it. We're going to put that in the sort of medieval period, 1513 to 14, late medieval, I guess. Annoyed, or maybe that's not even medieval anymore. Annoyed at coffee grounds in her cup, the inventor Melita Bentz rips a page from her son's notebook. She creates and patents the paper coffee filter. That's interesting. Well done just solving that. That'll be sometime, I assume, in the early 20th century. Yeah, 1908. Very early 20th century. In Victorian England, the magician John Henry Anderson gains fame for making animals appear. He's among the first to pull a rabbit out of a hat. Well, Victorian England is a bit of a clue there, but it could be before or after 1880. Problem is, Queen Victoria reigned for quite a long time. Oh my goodness, I don't know. Earlier? Yes, 1840. Okay, good. Reasonably early Victorian. Sailing near Australia, Captain James Cook discovers part of the Great Barrier Reef when his ship runs into it and starts taking on water. That'll be around here, what, 18th century? Yes, 1770. The writer Demetrius Phalereus first collects a set of tales featuring hares, tortoises, and other animals that are known as Aesop's fables. Oh, interesting. Do I think that's before or after 300? Presumably before. Yes, of course. Okay, yeah, 300 BCE. Okay, well, there we go. All right, so about a quarter of us got them all right this week. Let's see what tripped people up. That one did, actually, the one about Aesop's fables. When I thought about it, I realized, well, it must be, obviously in BCE at some point, but only about a third of people got that right, nearly 2/3 incorrectly. So the Hohokam people settle in the southwest in the city that's now known as Phoenix. Was pretty much everyone placed that correctly, which you'd expect. About a tenth of people misplaced the first papal conclave, which, fair enough. It's an old practice and an old organization, so you wouldn't necessarily know. And I didn't know that particular century, certainly. The Prince, most people got that right. A handful of people did not. And 14% of people misplaced the discovery of the Great Barrier Reef. A quarter of people misplaced Victorian England and pulling rabbit out of a hat. I mean, for me, that was almost a coin toss. I mean, I thought it was more likely to be earlier than 1880, but I didn't have any strong evidence for that. So, yeah, it was a bit arbitrary. Okay, and nearly everybody correctly placed the coinage of, well, at least the original event that inspired the coinage of the term boycott. That's a very interesting fact. And most people correctly placed the invention of the paper coffee filter. So there we go. Boy, it was really this Aesop's fables that really tripped people up. Well, this is interesting. A Galapagos tortoise becomes a mother for the first time at age 100. That's pretty incredible. All right, well, there we go. That was a bit of history. We'll be back next week with more of this. Bye for now.